All right, welcome back to the More Than Different podcast. It's good to be back. We have another guest. It's summertime for me, so C-Mac, again, he's working, grinding. So we had to bring in just another heavy hitter. Someone who I grew up with, one of my best friends who I've known since I was probably 5. Name's Ben Platt. And Ben, I'm fired up to have you here right now.
I'm happy to be here, dog. Happy to fully be a part of the MTD brand and the lifestyle. I know I've been around it, but now I'm really here.
Yeah, you are. Nah, you're someone who I think really epitomizes what it really means to be more than different. And again, it's dope for me because I've known you for so long. So to really see how how we all grow, but to like really see how you've grown and how you evolved is pretty awesome. And it always puts a smile on my face. So
Yes,
without
sir.
further ado, let's just take it back. Tell a little bit about yourself, where you're from, where you are now, where you went to school, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so for the people who don't know about me who are listening, my name is Ben Platt. I'm from Arlington. I'm a current sophomore at the University of Vermont. And I went to Arlington High School, the public high school in Arlington, Mass. Here with Brendan for my whole high school career. I know Brendan went off to Nobles after a couple of years. That was sad to see him go. Left
Fuck
the
yeah.
squad hanging, but did his own
Yeah.
thing. Um,
Fuck.
Started MTD, got it going, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but no, yeah. So I'm an Arlington native, and now I'm spending a lot of time in Burlington, Vermont, where I go to school, and I'll be a junior next year. So
There you
pretty
go.
dope.
I love that. So we'll start. So growing up, we obviously played on the same basketball team for years and years, and seeing what you're doing now, and we'll obviously get into it, but it all makes sense. Ben was like the Pat Bev of of all our teams in middle school. He was just a dog. Whether I had to go against him, I never really wanted him guarding me because he made life hell all the time. And he was just a worker. And my dad was the coach of most of those teams. And my dad always would say, Ben's a coach's dream. So seeing what you're doing now, which I know we're about to get into, but it is really it all makes sense. Things make
I
sense.
remember those days, man. I'm known as the backup point guard to Brendan McNamara.
No,
That's that's
no,
that's how I'm known. That's how
no,
I'm known in Arlington.
no, not at all, not at all. But to get in that, like, so you played hoop a ton, and then you really started focusing on baseball. I remember, and then
Yeah.
talk about your
Um,
kind of how your sports trajectory panned out in high school and how you've now are where you are at UVM and your role on the UVM men's basketball team. Talk about that.
Yeah, for sure. So, I definitely, I grew up playing basketball with you. Wasn't the most skilled kid, but was just kind of the grinder, Pat Bev, like you said. And so I loved basketball, but it wasn't my like best sport in terms of talent wise. And that was definitely baseball for me. So baseball was the main sport I played growing up, and I was really passionate about that, and thought I would, want to pursue that in college more. But that kind of didn't work out. And obviously I'm happy about where I'm at right now. I'm a current student manager for the University of Vermont men's basketball team. And that's just been like an incredible, truly like life-changing experience for me. I'm like so happy that I made that effort in the beginning of my freshman year, reaching out to the athletics department at University of Vermont, knowing that I wanted to be in the sports world somehow. And I just kind of just jumped in from like the first week of school my freshman year, and where I'm at right now, it's so awesome. I'm loving it.
I love it. So what does that role entail? And also, what was that just kind of spontaneous? You got to school and you were like, well, shit, I want something else to do here other than just being a
Right.
student? Or was this kind of some plan that was somewhat contrived that you were like, I'm going to go and I'm going to advocate for myself and try to be a part of something in the athletic program?
Right. Yeah, no, Exactly. So I knew that I always wanted to like work in sports. I had this passion for sports. So I wasn't
Yeah,
always the best player, but I loved it, man. It's awesome to be a part of like a family that's a team. It's your team,
yeah,
it's a
it
family.
is.
And so like having being able to connect with people like that, there's no other way to do it than through like a sports team, because it's just there's so much love that's cultivated in being on a team, and that's just an awesome experience. But so I've been able to experience that at UVM. I'm a student manager, and so that can entail handing out waters to the players, or wiping the floor when someone slides on it after being sweaty, or kind of the lowest of the low stuff. But also there's times where you're really needed, and it's really important. And so I've been very fortunate to work my way up the ranks now, and I'm definitely have put myself in a more important role in terms of doing some of like the statistical coding for the team, and running kind of like the film, and helping out so our coaches can break down our film and help just get better overall as a team, both on like scouting opponents, doing personnel, etc.
Yeah, I love it. That's the climb, man. That's so
Yeah.
gritty because obviously I play on a college team, and obviously UVM's a higher level, and a really established program, back to back NCAA tournament
Yes,
appearances,
sir.
back to back. You're American East, right?
America East.
American
Yeah.
East champs back to back. So that's unreal. But yeah, like you see, I've been around. We have a manager on our team, and you never want to overlook the work they put in, because there's a lot goes
Right.
into it, and they're just as present and committed. But one thing I think, and it's just hearing you talk about, is how serious you take it. What was kind of that process? Because obviously being a student manager, wanting to just be a part of the team at a bigger school established, it can come with seeming like, I just want to be along for the ride. I don't really
Right.
care if like the coach takes me serious. I just want a spot around these guys or in this space and have a label. Like, what was the turning point when it was like, no, no, this is something I'm taking serious, and also I want all of you guys to understand that this I'm taking it serious and you take me seriously.
Right. No, that's a great question. I think what triggered it was the program itself, UVM. It's known for its culture, and it has a really great team culture there. And so, I mean, I haven't been a team manager anywhere else, and I'm not connected with anyone who's a team manager at a D1 program. But I think there's a certain level of like acceptance and just comfortability between all guys in the locker room, managers, coaches. I don't feel like a manager there. I really
Wow.
like to really tell you, bro, these guys like 1 through 15, it's genuine connections, man. Like it's genuine, and it's such an awesome place where it's like you win championships there, and everyone knows you're coming to win a championship, because when you walk in Patrick Gymnasium, which is where the Vermont basketball team plays, they got regular season champs from 2017 on till 2023. And so like it means business there, and it's a serious environment. But it's also just this like really welcoming, like loving place where it's like everyone has this common goal of like being serious, wanting it, and just doing it. And so
Yeah.
I really just like I fell in love with just this like passion and just like commitment of just winning and just wanting it more than anyone else. And so I just love it. I love it.
Oh man, you're firing me up right now, Ben.
Yeah.
But when you're waking up and it's like you got something that you're chasing, and you have something you're like after, and you're putting a target on it, and you're like, I'm getting that, or I'm chasing this goal, or I'm going to check these boxes on this day or this week. When did that come about? Like, when did it really feel like some, and what does that look like to you? What is a successful day for Ben Platt, the life of Ben, or week?
Right. So I gotta give some thanks to two people who are on the team, my teammates this year. Last year, my freshman year, I was kind of just behind the scenes, just getting a feel of it, not really knowing like what my role is, or where I was, or what I was gonna get out of the experience.
Yeah.
And so I think I like this kind of off season going into the season, Robin Duncan and Aaron Deloney, who are both seniors. Aaron Deloney's coming back for his 5th year, which I'm very happy about. But Robin Duncan, Vermont basketball legend now, who's headed out after his 5th season. They really kind of set the tone for me, understanding that I'm a kid who has a strong passion and a strong work ethic. And I think that's like really where everything stems from. Like, if you have a strong work ethic, dude, if you just care about whatever the hell it is, like, and you just want it, it's gonna work out. Like, you just got to do whatever you got to do, and you got to speak it into existence. And so we had like a team saying this year, it was championship. So it was like championship. That was the word we used. And it wasn't about like actually like winning that championship, but it was just about how you'd carry yourself and the little things you did every day. So it was like, yo, championship, bro. Like, clean up your locker. It's like, that's the little thing. Yo, championship, bro. Like, go take the laundry bin down. It was the little things that kind of like built up over the year with this team. And I think just that kind of was a big part of what like got me into that like daily routine thing of just like, hey, you want something, go get it. You got to do it.
Yeah. So it's almost like that was your kind of the framework for how you live your life then, because it's like
Right.
championship. It's not the act of hanging the banner. It's the daily habits that go into it's the process that builds toward eventually being a championship team. But to be a championship team, you have to carry yourself like a champion. And what goes into that is obviously the day-to-day, the habits. So what are your best habits? This is a great time to
Yeah.
ask this question.
So
We always ask
I
this
actually
one.
like, I remember I was thinking about it because I know we talked a little bit earlier before this. And I also like I said, I got some things from my teammates, Aaron Deloney. I have on my phone, I have like a list of 5 to 7 things that I try to knock out every day. And I think another MTD member was very appreciative of this. Rowan, I talked to Rowan Newton about kind of method, about kind of like setting some goals for the day. And so just as simple as read 10 pages of a book every single day, meditate for 10 minutes every day, work out. I have clean my room, do my face routine, do my homework, and drink water. It's as simple as that. I got like 5 to 7 things that are like 5-10 minute tasks that I just really try to like hone in on. And that, even though that doesn't like make the full day, make the impact on the day, doing those little things, I think really set the tone for everything else. So
Yeah, it's momentum, creates momentum.
yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Wow, that's unreal, Ben.
I mean, do you have anything like that? Like, what I know you're grinding. You got MTD going.
Yeah,
You
I'm
got
trying, man.
Emerson basketball. Like, what do you got going?
Yeah, I mean, daily, I'm always in the gym in some sort, whether I'm hooping or lifting, of course. I mean, those are so natural at this point. I don't even really consider them habits, but I suppose they are.
Right.
I do think I've been trying to clean my room more, like make my bed right away, which I haven't done consistently, but like again, that's just quick right away. You wake up, you do your bed. All right, you already,
I'm already up on the day.
I'm already
Yeah.
up. I'm already up on the day. Exactly. I mean, I journal a ton. I've mentioned this many times. I definitely read. I do the Rubik's Cube a bunch of times a day.
Rubik's Cube. That's,
play
you know how
play
to
a
do
lot
it? You
of
know how to do
chess.
the whole Rubik's Cube?
Oh yeah. I can do it real fast. Yeah.
There you go.
And I play a lot of chess, but I'm always looking. That's why I'm always interested in asking people, because I'm always looking for more ways to can your habits create your lifestyle, and they, whether they're small or big ones, again, it all contributes to kind of your day-to-day, your approach, how organized you are, and how you attack your days. So I'm always interested in hearing what others do. I'm gonna take some pages out of your book, Ben.
Yes,
I need to
sir.
get back on the meditation. I was meditating for a while, and then it's a little tedious, but it is really good for you.
It
So you
is.
just
I won't say it's not like I'm like perfect with those things. I don't
no,
think
but
anyone's like perfect, obviously, but I think those are just things that I've through like the past 2 years of kind of figuring my shit out, I guess, in my life, and just like knowing what I kind of want to do. That path is getting more clear. I think I've kind of realized the more important little things that do make the biggest difference, finding out what those little things are, those 5-minute little tasks that make the biggest impact. And
Yeah.
those are those things. So
There you go.
just try
That's
and
it
get them
is.
done.
Stack them, stack habits. So you
Stack it
just
up.
mentioned something. I actually just posted something on our Instagram and I wrote it's about our blogs and in the caption I wrote something about how we're all figuring it out. We're all figuring it out as we go. And you just mentioned how you figured your shit out, which a lot of people have these moments where I gotta figure my shit out. I gotta figure out what was that for you? What was figuring your shit out?
Um, I think just understanding that like I'm doing what I love and I'm doing the right thing. So just taking the moment, man. Like I'm not gonna be perfect. Like things are not gonna be perfect. But if I knowing that I have something that I'm so passionate about, I feel a sense of like comfortability in life more so than I did before. And so I think it's not easy when you don't have something that you're truly passionate about. But I
Right.
think having something that I am passionate about, whatever that may be, again, it doesn't matter. Um, does bring this like sense of comfortability that like I'm gonna be okay because I know I care about something more than anyone else could care about something. So like that's all I
Yeah.
need.
Right. When we say when you're doing something you love, that's allowing you to be your authentic self. And when you're your authentic self, you're at your best. And it's hard to be who you really are when you're not doing something you really love. So
Right.
it's so dope that you figured that out. What are you studying?
I'm a business major right now.
Ah, there you go,
I'm in
Benny.
business.
You
I'm
might
in
be able
business.
you could probably teach me a few things, man. I need to learn some more.
Couple of things. Couple of things. I got a question for you because it just triggered in my head. I know you're busy with like you got MTD, which is you're running a full brand right now, and then
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
also a college student and you also play basketball. Like, what's your passion? Can you be like, is it something that you can be passionate about multiple things, like basketball and a product? Like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I mean, yeah, my passion certainly is more it's I mean, obviously basketball too and school, though everything is. I'm passionate about my life. I take my life really seriously, which allows me to, I think, be moving in the right direction. I hope. Um, but yeah, it's hard to balance. It's frustrating. I mean, the realization that you have to make and accept is that you can't have balance in everything. And so I'm at a point in my life still where obviously I want to maximize my academic career and get the most out of it. So I'm being a sponge to all that. I want to. I got a few more years playing, and who knows? Maybe I'll play after. I'm playing all kinds of men's leagues and all that bullshit. But like, I want to maximize, and it all falls within the lifestyle approach of more than different. But I want to maximize who I am as a player in these final 3 years of my career, and I think I'm moving toward that way. I've put a lot into that, and I've started just translating that approach that I put into basketball my whole life since I was young. I'm translating that into more than different, and so once it ends, I won't have this moment where I'm like, well, like you've said, where fuck, what do I love? I have something I love. Um, with that being said, it is so frustrating. Trying to balance them all because if you balance them all, you can't be great at everything. And so, like this season, I was still trying to do stuff with more than different. I probably wasn't getting enough extra work in with basketball as a result, but MTD wasn't really moving either. So eventually I had to be like, you know what? I'm not doing anything with the brand for these next few months of the season. I'm going to focus on the season and school. And then now I have a lot of time with the brand. So it's tough, man. It's tough, but if you use your time well, there's plenty of it. Time can either work for you or against you. You just have to find
Use
time.
it to the best of your
Use it
advantage.
the
Yeah.
best. And that's
Figure out
why
what you want to do.
gotta have good habits that you're not wasting time with bad ones. So yeah, man, it's a grind, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And you gotta
Exactly. It's
figure
all
things
working
out.
itself out for a reason.
Yeah, that's the plan. But I will say, man, that's why we might need to get you on deck because
I
we need
know.
more hands involved. ZMAX grinding too full time, like I've said many times. And shit, I like we just said, I definitely do not have it all figured out as far as how to run a business and grow something on my own or with Colin even. So That's why we
No,
need
there's a lot to it. I've never like for the fans of MTD, I've never fully committed to being a part of the family, but
what
if
we
we're
need.
doing it on this interview, like I'm for it, man. Like there's not really like I've told my boys back from UVM because they see me wearing all the merch. I mean, I got it on right now, the MTD. It's my favorite hoodie for
Yeah,
sure.
that's a
One of the
nice one. Yeah.
by far the best hoodie. And they're like, "Oh, you more than different, bro. Like, what's more than different?" Like they're kind of joking about it, like
Yeah.
But I'm like, "No, you don't get it. Like, this is my boy's brand. Like, he's building this. Like, this is dope." And then once I kind of explain it to them, they're like, "Yo, like that is really sweet." And so it's just, I feel like I do have some good connections. And I don't know. I'm
Yeah, man.
ready to
Well,
ready to get the brand going,
I'm
baby.
ready to, yeah, we want you. And the biggest part why I think you're just perfect for is because you are more than different, man. You're someone who just keeps trying to elevate who you are and building on trying to maximize yourself and uplifting those around you, obviously being a part of a team. And I can only imagine what everyone on your team says about you. I bet they absolutely love you. It seems clear in a couple of those videos. I'm gonna insert one in the post when you drilled a couple of those half quarters. Those videos
Yes,
had me
sir.
fired. My sister sent it. My sister saw it before me, and she was like, "This is unreal." She made her
Yeah,
day. But
the half court shots. Yes, sir.
how now you know how to have a good time, obviously, but like
Yeah.
as you found something you love and you're really motivated and you're focused on, how do you still find that balance between taking something really seriously, which you got to take your craft seriously, but also letting go sometimes and not being too serious?
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a reward system, like you get your stuff done, you get what you got to do done, and then like go have fun because you only live once, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
go enjoy, man. Like go do that stuff with your friends. I mean, it's like as simple as that though to me. Like I'm someone who's really like I gotta reward myself. So, I get my shit done early. I've become a morning person for sure. I'm def
yeah,
like which has not always been the case. Recently I started, becoming a morning person by getting back in the gym at like 6 a.m. And so I've been doing that for about 5 months now, 6 months now. And I know, you were
jeez,
doing that in freshman year of high school. So like or younger than that. Like I remember you and Lamar going to Boston basketball or whatever and grinding it out. And so it's like I'm a little late to the wave, but um in terms of just like knocking stuff out and then, rewarding yourself by saying like, hey, like I did work hard. Um and that's when you can reward yourself. I think like, how you framed the question saying like, how do you have that balance of fun? You have the balance by doing both things. So you got to
yeah,
work hard, obviously. But if you're working hard, that validates you to be able to like go enjoy that and go to a Red Sox game or go get some food with your boys or whatever that
yeah,
is, because like I feel like part of the more than different brand, part of that lifestyle is like being able to appreciate and enjoy life as much as
yeah,
possible. And so like
absolutely.
enjoying life is doing what you want to do. So go do what you want to do. Like
Yeah.
what it's
I
about.
love that having your own kind of reward system because I totally agree when you feel a sense of having earned it, you feel so much better about doing it. You don't second guess. The worst feeling is to like be somewhere and you're like you feel guilty because you're like, I was kind of just lazy bum all day and now here
Yeah.
I am being a bum again. But like if you put in your work and then you got your stuff figured out and you're on top of it and you're checking boxes, then it's like, all right, let me let go of the rope a little bit and just have some fun, be around the people I want to be. I think that's something I've struggled with a bit, but I know you're someone who I feel like has a good sense of that balance and it's so important.
No, yeah, it's definitely huge. Just like in terms of like mental health, man. Just like
Yeah.
being like mentally being able to let loose, and also just like I think a part of it is knowing your boundaries. Like it's
Yeah.
great to work hard, bro. Like it's awesome. Like there's not many people who can say they work their ass off 100% of the time. Like I don't know how many people can truly say that. Like,
Yeah,
and if
right.
you are saying that, good for you.
Yeah.
But I think like at some point it's like you gotta take that time off where it's like you gotta do what's maybe not the most healthy for you, but what's gonna like make you happy.
Yeah.
Like the most healthy thing might not make you the most happy. So you just gotta take those days to show yourself some love.
Yeah, I love that. So what do you think, you look back and certainly you've changed and evolved in so many great ways in the last, geez, only two, however many years to say, but what is some advice if you could go back and talk to 15-year-old Ben, 14, 16, whatever you want to call it, what are a few things you wish you knew or you would tell him?
Oof. Oof.
I know it's a tough question right on the
I
spot.
know 15-year-old Ben, he was an idiot. He was figuring some things out. Slow down, man. Like slow down. Just like there's so many moments that you don't get back, bro, that like you wish you could get back. And so I look at like I guess the best way to answer that question is by like my own experiences now, which is like, I have those little moments when I think back to like little Ben. It's like, dang, like I was so young. I wish I could go back to that. But at the end of the day, I'm so happy with where I'm at right now. I don't know if it's like I'd change anything. I think I'd just try and like tell myself to like, hey, say like nothing's too big of a deal, and just like appreciate that time when you, Brendan, and Miles and Richie were playing tackle football at Robbins Farm Park, and like,
Yeah.
like go have fun playing pickup and just appreciate every second of laughing with your friends and just all that. Like I can just picture our friend Luca Ruggiero, his like absurd laugh that I can just always have in my head because it's just like he's such like a lovable guy, and that like will always be in my head. And so just like cherishing those little like laughter moments and everything that you have as a young person, because it's like life moves fast, I
It
guess.
does.
So
Life moves
slow it
fast.
down, slow it down as much as you can.
Yeah. So that was a question looking back. Now looking ahead, what does success look like to you in your life 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line? What do you, I know you
Um,
just mentioned to me this summer how you're going to a bunch of camps, can do the whole networking game, which is such a key, especially in the basketball world. The climb that you just mentioned earlier, like it is a legitimate climb. We had a guest on a few weeks ago who wanted to be had this like crazy desire to be a head coach, and he climbing the ranks and climbing the ranks, and then eventually he was like, I don't want to do it. But the point is that the process and kind of the luck and the networking that goes into it is so big. So back to the main question, what does success look like to you 5 years, 10 years down the line?
yeah, so that's a good question. I guess I'm still trying to figure it out somewhat, just because
Yeah, of course.
personally, like I'm early on in the process of what I want to do with my life. But I think I'm really happy that I know I have a strong passion for working in basketball, hands on in basketball. And so I'm just taking that passion that I know I have and just trying to explore every path, every opportunity that I can get from it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm making connections. I'm trying to meet people within college basketball. I know I've, just in terms of just like reaching out on LinkedIn or getting in touch with some high school AAU basketball coaches, just broadening the amount of people I know. So down the line, well, like you were saying, 5, 10 years from now, there's just a higher chance for success. But I guess more specifically, yeah, coaching. Like I love being part of something that everyone wants, like one main
Yeah.
goal to whether it like, the championship idea of like there's one main goal, and all the little things that a family does, a team does, um, add up to that. And so being part of like that, journey to success is just like what I love. So I think being a part of a team hands on, hopefully at a high level, whether it's the NBA or, top level D1 programs in basketball would be the dream for sure.
Yeah, I think you're on the right track right now, Benny boy.
Yeah.
You're moving in the
Yeah.
right direction. There's no
I'm
doubt
grinding
about it.
away, man. I'm trying. It's
That's
not easy as a 5'9" kid who, played one season of high school basketball, 2 high school career points all time. But that's all right.
You're too self-deprecating. Give yourself some credit, man. I mean, it's I even remember like my sophomore year, like it's so crazy to see this all come full circle. But I remember you literally being like, "Hey, I'm so down to just like rebound for you. Like I'll guard you for a whole workout." And I remember it was like you work on moves, and I had like a defender, and you were like
Yeah.
guard me for literally an hour, and I feel terrible. I'm like, dude, you want to get some shots up? I'll rebound for you. But you're just like, nah, like come on, like I got you, man. Like work on your game. I want to push you. And for this to all come full circle and you to be doing what you're doing at such a high level, and clearly just through social media and like the posts and how the team talks about you, like clearly having earned and gained so much respect of your peers and teammates and the coaches. Yeah, it all makes sense to me. It's no surprise, but it certainly puts a smile on my face. It's so
Nah,
great to
dog,
see.
I appreciate that. I know exactly what we're talking about. AHS
Yeah,
basketball. We were grinding, man. I
we
remember.
were. I remember,
I
yeah,
remember.
that got me better, man. You got me better growing up. And again, that's why you're the kind of person I think we want around with our brand, and I certainly want in my life, which I'm lucky to have, is someone who really pushes you. And you see, you telling me that you get up at 6, I don't get up at 6 a.m. anymore. I'm trying to get back to it, but like that's those kind of people you want, people who really, keep pushing you, make you want to elevate yourself more and more. And yeah, let's get you on board, man. Let's get you
No,
signed. Let me get the
let's
paperwork.
get it going, man. Come on.
I'm
More
serious.
than
No.
different Ave, baby. More than different Ave.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Know the place.
Yeah, that's the place, baby. So, um, any other thoughts, Ben?
Um, Not too much. Just like, this is my first kind of face opening to more than different. I just want to say, like, I texted Brendan, I think 2 weeks ago, just because I saw an MTD post, and it was kind of related because, like you said, I'm in business right now, and I'm learning about marketing and just
Yeah, yeah.
the natural grind of things, and we have guest speakers, and just the work that like Brendan puts in is crazy. And so I know, like, I know this is his podcast and everything, and like everyone knows, the amount of work that he's putting in, but um it's I'm happy to just like be on this, and so it's just cool to be a part of. And I know I'm late to the program, to the brand, but I'm ready to just contribute, bro, because it's just an awesome like family community thing that like I was mentioning before. So I'm happy to join another one of those and build it up and show the love in it.
Let's go, baby. I appreciate that, and it's never too late. That's for sure. Especially at the pace we're going, we need to accelerate this thing, and
Yes, sir.
yeah. But Ben, I appreciate you coming on. So special. I hope people were inspired hearing how you've kind of your trajectory and how you really just started looking for what you love and found it, and you're just so clear in your voice how much it means to you and how serious you take it. And sky's the limit, and then you're going to just continue to trend in the right direction. So I hope our listeners got some out of this. I know I did, even though I knew some of this, so I didn't know all of it. So appreciate you, Ben. Let's stay in touch. Actually, we will be in
Yes, sir.
touch,
We
and
will.
I'll see you soon. Maybe we'll go to Fenway, grab a beer or something.
Grab a Fenway Freak, whatever.
Fenway Frank and a beer doesn't
Fenway
sound
Frank.
bad. All right, Ben,
Nothing wrong
take
with
care,
that.
brother. I appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you, B Mac. The legend, the GOAT, B Mac. Peace,
Stop.
y'all.
It.